Hi, my name is Emmy. I've been with Line for 2 years now, working with our customers on implementation. About 6 months ago, I created a 90-day workshop called the Accountability Course to guide our users through the Align and Scaling Up scoreboard methodology in a thoughtful timeline. I've noticed a string of questions and decided to record a series of informational videos in order to find clarity around some common topics. This video focuses around one topic that comes up all the time. What information gets populated into a line and in what areas? We're going to get a little bit more specific in our answer, diving into 3 follow-up questions. Firstly, what types of goals should my team be tracking in a line? Second, how do these goals differ from their job functions? And lastly, how does a line differ from a project management system? To begin, let's make sure we all have a good understanding of the terminology used to describe different measurements in the system. Starting with your core values. Your core values are your who. Who are you as a business? Who are you trying to serve? And who makes up your employee base? With your core values in mind, you'll break down why your company is making certain decisions this quarter. Your company priorities are to serve as the large flashing arrow guiding your troops or your employees in which direction to march in. You can even come up with a theme to turn your company priority into a fun and memorable name. Next, you'll break out how you're going to accomplish your company-wide priority. These are called your child or individual priorities. We're going to dive in deeper to individual priorities during this video as we answer the question, what types of goals should my team be tracking in Align? Next, task and KPI progress break out what you're doing on a daily basis in order to push your goals forward. And lastly, your critical numbers will track the result of everything above. So, what should my team be tracking in Align? Teams that focus on one thing at a time are increasingly more productive. That is why I always recommend that my client companies choose a specific number 1 priority out of your 3 to 5 company priorities each quarter. Your number 1 priority ensures that all of your troops are marching in one direction rather than running around and half accomplishing a lot of smaller tasks. Once you set your direction, you'll cascade goals down into smaller individual objectives. The how, or individual priority, will define the specific objective that each employee can help out with for that quarter in order to move the company-wide priorities forward. Each individual should be assigned no more than 5 priorities in an effort to maximize productivity in just a handful of efforts. Here's an example priority breakdown. The theme for the quarter is Don't Worry, Be Happy. And the number 1 priority is to increase their ENPS from 44 to 65. The number 1 priority is the why behind what the 3 individuals are doing below. One person is in charge of making 3 visible changes to their office space. The next hosts weekly education Wednesdays, and the third is putting in 4 different out-of-office events. Without context, the 3 individual priorities make no sense. In this priority tree, you can clearly see why they need to do these actions, how they're going to accomplish the main goal, and what they've done so far tracked by tasks and KPI percentages completed. Working together as a team, they can actually move this priority forward. The next question was, so how does this differ from their regular job functions? This differs from their particular job function in the effort that you're not focused on what each individual was specifically hired to do and only creating goals from there. Align encourages you to first think about what goals need to be hit as a company and then find the right person on the team to get that specific goal done. Align forces focus around the full picture and then builds out the right person in the right seat, rather than the other way around. The reason why this is different than just tracking their everyday job goes back to the idea of tracking a leading indicator versus a lagging indicator. Tracking their specific job would mean that you're really just tracking a lagging indicator. It is simply a passive temperature check on how the company is doing and does not move the priority along. You, you want to track your leading indicators. For example, think of a doctor's office. If you were to track the doctor's day-to-day job, you might track numbers such as how many patients the doctor sees or how much paperwork they got done that day. In this case, you could force an increase in revenue by saying you'd like to increase the number of patients the doctor sees in a year. Great idea. Makes a lot of sense. But how are you actually going to increase the number of patients the doctor sees? There's no how in that statement. In Align, you may enter a goal such as an increase in the retention rate of your patients by creating a clean and welcoming waiting room, prioritizing outstanding communication of the doctors and nurses with their patients, and sending out a survey after each visit to hear about how you can improve more in the future. In this example, the entire team at the doctor's office is working together to improve their business as a whole, with the end result being an increase in the number of patients over the year. Once you've created your goals within your priorities section, I always recommend hosting a weekly huddle for your most important goals. Before your weekly meetings, all individual priorities will need a quick update. The weekly meetings serve as an opportunity for you to hold your team accountable to making sure all the little pieces of the puzzle are complete. Teams often come to me complaining that they had a great strategy session, everyone was excited on everything that they could accomplish at the quarter, and then by the next quarterly planning meeting, nothing had gotten done. This is because the team itself failed to hold specific individuals accountable to how their priorities would get done. Holding a weekly huddle allows for updates and next steps to be shared. Holding all team members accountable to the promises of moving that goal forward each week. Another question I receive all the time is, how is Align different from a project management system? To start off, project management systems are incredibly helpful for certain types of businesses and teams. Oftentimes, Align can actually be used in conjunction with a project management system, as they truly do track separate things. Align works on your business, not in your business like a project management system. Here's an example of the difference between on your business versus in your business. In Align, you track on your business goals, such as improving your entire sales site conversion rate from 8% to 10% through a website revamp. A project management system, on the other hand, holds a goal such as tracking the specific project of the new homepage and the smaller pieces of development work that need to get done at every angle. That's in your business. So Align encourages you to work on your business from starting from the larger picture major goals needed to grow, and then breaking those down into what specific part each individual should be held accountable. When the time comes to break down a larger goal into bite-sized pieces to check off, you can always use tasks. Tasks in Align are designed to be the specific milestone, due date, and deadline needed in order to push your priorities forward. Although we do have a full task management system in Align, it is recommended that you use your tasks sparingly, only entering the items that truly do push your largest goals forward. This is different from the idea of a normal task system where you track everything on your agenda for the day. Similar to your tasks, your daily huddle entries will stay very high level as well. You'll discuss only the items that are pushing your goals forward. Daily huddle best practices include staying high level, prepping before the meeting by writing out your entry in full sentences, and keeping the discussion time to about 30 seconds per person. I'm not going to get too detailed on huddle best practices just yet, as I am planning on recording another video specific to huddles. To summarize, let's get back to our original example. From our original example, the why for this quarter is to increase the company-wide ENPS from 44 to 65. And the fun theme name is Don't Worry, Be Happy. The how is to create visible changes, weekly education Wednesdays, and 3 out-of-office events. And lastly, the what are the task and KPI measurements needed in order to complete the how. You're not going to get your metrics perfect until you live it. Some goals will fail, and you'll learn to rewrite them in a way that works best for your company. This is a process, and you don't get it right out of the gate. Hopefully this video gives you a good jump-off point and sparks your interest on how you can phrase your priorities for the upcoming quarter. If you have any questions, I am personally happy to help, as well as happy to guide you to our additional resources. For a deeper look on how this methodology can impact your business, our accountability course is open to new and current customers. Please feel free to schedule a free 30-minute consultation with me through email or my calendar link to review your current priority setup or to ask questions about our accountability course. Thanks so much.